Absolutely. One of the things that I've done though with the five dysfunctions is flipped it, because I really like to use positive language. And sometimes people will say, I don't want anything negative, and that sounds like dysfunction. And we are not dysfunctional. And I will not appreciate you calling my team dysfunctional. So instead, I start from a positive place and I say, okay, why don't we do an assessment? If we know what can cause dysfunction, let's look at it in a different way. So I leverage it, and we'll use surveys, small surveys, discussions, and pieces around it. I think when you introduce the five dysfunctions of a team and an organization, you start with your executive leadership team and cascade it, people understand it. But if you're trying to work with a leader who, we all have dysfunction, right? But you may see something, they may accept it more if you can flip it. So a lot of times I'll take things, models that may be more around what makes people fail. One of those things, if you see the article come up from a clickbait standpoint, you would click and definitely read it because it gets that emotional place. That works in certain ways, but when you're trying to drive change, I've found the positive approach, the pulling people in, being able to give feedback in a way that reinforces what's already going well, and reinforcing that stability. Here's your foundation. Here's what you're really great at. Here's what you can build on. And when you look at the book, The Five Dysfunctions of the Team, and you really dig into it, there typically is something in that hierarchy that's going well, but there might be something that's missing. So, or it's well with part of the team. You've got great trust with three people, and then we hired someone and we don't really trust or like that person. So then that changes everything. And I think sometimes, if we think about culture, and I'm just going to roll right into this because I think it's very important. A lot of times we can put together wonderful plans for our organizations. We say, okay, we have been a startup and now we're going to accelerate our growth, or we are going to slow down and really get stability, or we make this decision and we start to share it and everyone rallies around it. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard. And sometimes when you're in that process of implementing what you planned, even if you communicated it really, really well, people will fight it. So everyone says, yes, we cannot be a startup anymore. We need more structure. We're going to accelerate the growth of our organization. And then we hire John, and Amy comes in and says, you hired John and you gave him the best part of my job. And that's not our culture. That's not what we should be doing. So being able to make sure that people are involved, make sure the communication is there, but not just overall communication, but who do you need to talk to? Who are your top players who have always known that they are the best? And now they may be scratching their heads and wondering, I know I was a part of the past, am I a part of the future? You have to go out and talk to people and make sure that they know.